Today we are going to discuss about the hardness of water. So hardness, we can define the hardness is the soft destroying power of water. The hardness of water mainly due to the presence of calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate, calcium sulfate or magnesium sulfate. These are four major constituents that's causing hardness of water. Purchase of any one of these constituents or components that leads to the hardness of water. There are some other agents, that is chlorides and nitrates of calcium and magnesium, that are also responsible for the hardness of water, but and some other or more less important compound that have significant effect but may some role in hardness of water are ferrous, manganese or aluminum compounds. So based on presence of these compounds, the hardness may be defined as temporary hardness or permanent hardness. Temporary hardness, previously known as the carbonate hardness, and it is mainly due to the presence of calcium and magnesium bicarbonate. However, permanent hardness that is previously known as non-carbonate hardness, and it is mainly due to the presence of calcium and magnesium sulfates and chlorides and nitrates of calcium and magnesium, but of less important these compounds, chlorides and nitrates of calcium. The hardness of water is mainly expressed in terms of milliequivalent per liter and in abbreviated form MEQ per liter. So in other way, we can say 1 milliequivalent per liter of water is equal of per liter of water is equal to 50 milligram of calcium carbonate per liter or 50 ppm. ppm means parts per million. Parts per million means milligram in liter. So 50 milligram of calcium carbonate per liter, 50 ppm or 1 milliequivalent of per liter. Water level of hardness of water. Based on level of hardness of water, we may classify waters in different ways, that is soft water, moderately hard water or very hard water. The water designated as soft water that have less than 1 milliequivalent per liter of the hardness or that is less than 50 milligram of calcium carbonate per liter. Moderately hard water, that is 1 to 3 milliequivalent per liter or 50 to 150 milligram of calcium carbonate per liter. The hard water is 3 to 6 milliequivalent per liter, or you can say 150 to 300 milligram per liter of calcium carbonate. Very hard water, that is more than 6 milliequivalent per liter or more than 300 milligram of calcium carbonate per liter. So among these four groups of hardness of water, the drinking water always should be moderately hard. So the moderately hard have actually, that is the level of hardness is 1 to 3 milliequivalent per liter. So the water that have more than 3 milliequivalent per liter of the hardness needs to the treatment or you can say softening of water. Now the presence of the hard water have you can say certain types of the disadvantage. First, major disadvantage leads to the more consumption of soap and detergents during bathing and you can say washing process. It may be water used in various industries, and so during the boiling of waters or heating of the waters, these precipitates of calcium and magnesium carbonates, presence of calcium and magnesium carbonates may get precipitated, leads to the formation of furring or scalings of the boilers, and that again there is formation of scales leads to the more fuel consumption, more loss of efficiency of the industries or instruments, and again may sometimes leads to the explosion of the boiler. The food materials that are cooked in hard water may loses their natural colors and appearance, and it is also reported that the materials that are food materials that are cooked in soft waters, we can say that retains their natural color as well as appearance. again, as described, it also shortens the lives of the fabrics or cloths due to the more use of the detergents or likewise. So it again unsuitable for the various industries, and that leads to the economic loss, or it is also reported to cause shortness of the life of the pipes and fixtures due to the formations of the scales or furring. So there are certain types of the special treatments that are required for the removal of hardness of water. So temporary hardness of water may be removed by the process of the boiling of the water, addition of the lime, and you can say addition of the sodium carbonate, that is soda ash, and again a process that is called as permutate process. And permanent hardness again by the addition of the sodium carbonate or soda ash, or we can say the base exchange process, that is also known as permutate process. So addition of the soda ash or sodium carbonate and as well as permutate process or base exchange process leads to the removal of both temporary hardness as well as permanent hardness. Now we can see one by one. Boiling, boiling of water leads to the expulsion of the carbon dioxide and precipitation of the calcium or magnesium carbonates. Just to see with the reactions given here. So it is more expensive to boil large amount of the water. So it have negligible use in, we can say, in terms of the industries or large use. Addition of lime, again, you can say it leads to the absorption of the carbon dioxide and precipitation of the calcium carbonates. So just you see in the reactions, that is the calcium, क्या है ये? Hydroxide. Addition of the calcium hydroxide, that is the slag lime or lime, leads to the precipitation of the calcium carbonates and water remains the free. So there is a methods that is given by the Clark's, that is the Clark's method of softening of the water. By this method, you have to add 1 ounce of quicklime in per 7 gallons of the water. That is sufficient to remove the hardness level or degree of the hardness, that is about 14.25 ppm. That is the parts per million. That is for 14.25 milligram of the calcium carbonate per liter, you can say. Next is the addition of sodium carbonate. Again, this was addition of sodium carbonate responsible for the removal of both temporary as well as permanent hardness. So removal of temporary hardness, that is given in this reaction, we can see here. So addition of you can say sodium carbonate leads to the formation of sodium bicarbonate plus calcium carbonate. That is the precipitation form, and again the same way it also removes the permanent hardness by the precipitation, or you can say of the calcium carbonate and formations of the sodium sulfate. Now the last process, that is the base exchange process, is also known as permutate process. It again you can say reported for removal of both temporary hardness as well as permanent hardness. So in this process, there is a sodium permutate is used, that is the complex compound formed by the sodium, aluminum and silica. And when the water is passed through the permutate, sodium permutate we can say, and there is ion exchange methods or base exchange process. Ion exchange means ions exchange with the calcium and magnesium ions of the hard water, or calcium of the, you can say, calcium and magnesium carbonate or bicarbonates. So in this process, the finally after the end of the exchange, sodium permutate gets converted into the calcium and magnesium permutates that may be regenerated after deepening of this permutate into the sodium chloride solution and brine solutions, that again leads to the exchange of the sodium and you can say sodium cations with calcium and magnesium ions. So finally, again, this sodium, calcium and magnesium permutate that formed after the treatment of the water, that again regenerated into the sodium permutates. So the water that are treated with the mass exchange process that leads to the zero level of the hardness. So again, that is not suitable for the, you can say, consumption purpose or various use purpose. So again, you have to balance the amount of the level of the hardness by, you can say, addition of some quantity of the raw water. So up to your desired levels. So this is total about the, you can say, hardness, and there are special treatment for removal of hardness. Now the questions arises that is hard water have some beneficial effects or some harmful effects. So it is reported that hard water have some type of the beneficial effects, because soft water may lead to this certain types of the cardiovascular diseases like arteriosclerosis, may increase in the hypertension or likewise. So it is the level of the hardness have inversely associated or statistical association with the cardiovascular diseases. Some other special treatments like fluoridation and defluoridation that you may have remember, that's not mentioned here. That is fluoridation means fluorine, that is the essential for health or not? Essential for, we can say it is essential compound for health, but again deficiency and as well as in excess amount of consumption that have some ill effect. So we can say deficiency of fluorine in human body or human beings leads to the dental caries and toxicity. As we all know, toxicity of fluorine leads to the dental fluorosis or osteofluorosis, or you can say skeletal fluorosis. So there is a known amount or a standardized amount that are required in drinking water. We can say that is the 1 ppm or 1 milligram of fluorine per liter of the water. That is the optimum concentration of the most of the temperate. However, in Indian conditions, that is recommended that the consumption of fluorine, about presence of fluorine in water is about 0.5 to 0.8 ppm or milligram per liter is desirable concentrations. So again, if the excess amount of the fluorine is present in the water, then there is a process that is called a defluoridation. Defluoridation, that is, you can say, achieved by the high concentration of fluorine in water, that is removed by the, you can say, the use of the phosphate compounds. And fluoridation means you have to add natural fluoride compound to get the desired concentrations. Okay, that's all about the, you can say, hardness of water or some types of the special treatments for removal of the removal of hardness of water, or you can say addition or deletion of the, you can say, removal of the fluorines.